Someday My Prince Will Come is one of the most popular jazz 3/4 tunes, jazz waltzes, and it's in the key of B flat major. It's got a really beautiful melody and some interesting chords too. If you've not used dominant 7#5 chords, then this tune's a good reference point for that sound. Here's the chord shapes you're going to need close up. So we have B flat major 7, then this wonderful chord D7#5. It's like the 3-fingered D7, just with the little finger added on the B string next to the ring finger. Sharp 5 is that note on the B string there. Your typical major 7 shape off the A string for E flat major 7. G7#5, which is the same shape as the D7#5, but at fret 3. 3-note voicing of C minor 7 and C7 and F7. D minor 7 off the A string, fiddly chord because it's 4 fingers, C sharp diminished, F minor 7, B flat 7, E diminished, and this is the same shape as the C sharp diminished, just moved up a few frets, and then an inverted chord, B flat /F. It's like the bar chord, the E-shaped bar chord, you're not playing the E strings. And then C minor 7/F sounds like it should be a really hard chord to play, but it's just a flat finger across. Fret 8, just missing the E string, and then F7. And that's all the shapes you need. Now you can get a PDF with those chord shapes and the chart I'm about to show you from my website. Check the description below. So here's my chart on the screen. We've got 2 flats there at the start of the key signature. That means B flat major. So B flat major is going to be the most important chord in this tune. It's going to be the one it likes to resolve back to. And in terms of form, it's kind of like A, B, A, C. So if you look at the chart on the screen, you've got the first 2 lines being the A, then you've got the third and fourth line being like the B section, the first time bar. You then go back to the beginning for another A section, and then you take section C, where it says 2 for the second time bar. So here's the A section. So let's break that down. So we start out on B flat major 7 to D7#5, a very tense chord, and it's good. This song's a good reference point for this sound. This type of chord features a couple times. The sharp 5 creates that sort of augmented sound, desperate to go somewhere. Now normally D7#5 goes to G or G minor. Now this time we go to E flat major 7. Now E flat major 7 contains the notes of a G minor triad, E flat, G, B flat and D, whereas a G minor triad is G, B flat and D. So it's not too surprising. We then get a G7#5 after that, so B flat major 7, D7#5, E flat major 7, G7#5, G7, especially G7#5 wants to go to C. And we get that, so we get C minor 7 to back to G7#5, and then we go back again to C, but this time we go to a dominant, and then C7 likes to go to F because it's the 5 chord in F. Then we hit F7. So the whole first bit. Nice moves in there. I love the sound of those sharp 5 chords, which is in the melody too. We then hit this first time bar, or B section we could call it, and it's the same thing twice. D minor 7, C sharp diminished 7th, C minor 7, F7. C minor 7, F7 at the end helps us go back to the beginning to go back to there. So the first A and B is B section, then another A, then we hit the final section, the C section. Here it is on the screen. So you got F minor 7 to B flat 7. That's a 2/5 in the key of E flat, and the next chord is E flat major 7, and then this wonderful E diminished 7th, which we would then resolve the bass note up to F and play a B flat chord with the 5th in the bass, so F in the bass. And then you get this nice C minor 7 / F. So F isn't a note in a C minor chord, but you can play any bass note against any chord. Obviously different ones will yield different sounds, but creates this beautiful sound. F7, B flat. So that's a 2-5-1 of sorts at the end there. So that C section goes F minor, B flat to E flat, then the diminish. So that C section goes and 2 bars of B flat. You might stick a C minor 7 or maybe just an F7 in the final bar to help it resolve back to start again maybe. B or first time bar. Back to start. C section. And then we'll be back. So that's the form all the way through. I think it's one where you can kind of hear the melody in the chords alone. It follows really nicely, I think, the melody with the chord shapes and the chord voicings, I suppose I should say. So practice points: get used to the shakes, play it maybe under tempo, and play along to versions, maybe play along to backing tracks. Get the melody down, try and get this all from memory in the long run. That should be your aim. Listen to the tune loads and loads, listen to as many versions as you can as possible. That really does help. And you don't need your guitar to do that. You can do that whilst you're doing something else in the house, or driving, or running, or walking, whatever. Couple videos up on the screen to help you with playing in 3/4. Check out my video on comping in 3/4. Also check out my top 10 standards in 3/4 too, in which this is actually part of. Leave me a comment, hit that like button. Join me for jazz guitar lessons every Wednesday, every Saturday. Until next time, you take care.